It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
So good to be with you again, everybody. The NBA season has now hit its stride. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Indiana Pacers at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Taking a look at the Pacers, they're sitting at 500 over the last 10 games, kind of treading water. They'd really like to make a splash over the next few games. And as we reach the midway point, Kenny, still a lot of games left on the schedule. How do players cope with the wear and tear their bodies go through?
Well, a lot of times when you're mentally or physically tired, you know,
one of the most important monuments in the nation, the War Memorial. Welcome to the weekend, everybody. Let's get it going with NBA action on 2K Sports. Freaks checked in for Iman Shumpert. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. So on the floor for Cleveland, the forwards are LeBron and Thompson. Freak is out there with Irving, and it's Mozgov in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And here's George for three. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. George has got 5 now.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
The screen from Thompson. And a wide open look for Freak. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
And George kicks to Allen. Stuckey drives inside. Now look at the hottest teams in the league. These squads have knocked down everything in the last 10 games. Second, the Cavaliers.
You have to be impressed with their shot selection. I mean, the discipline on that end and the unselfishness really is what allows those great numbers to show up.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Turner's checked in for Lavoy Allen. Hill comes in for George. And Brooks subbed in for Hill. Cole Aldridge is checked in for the Cavaliers. Smith comes in for Thompson. Pass to Hill. He dishes it to Hill. Indiana moving it around. Stuckey into the lane. Kyrie Irving with the rebound.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over. Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
Brooks kicks to Stuckey. Pulls up on the elbow, and the shot no good, a bit short.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Dishes it to Smith. On the wing, James. Here's Freak. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. Hill has the open look. That three off the mark.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
Freak with it. Rodney Stuckey covering. Here's Freak. And there's another one for the Cavaliers. Indiana's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game.
And now, let's hear it for your East.
And now a quick review at the numbers for Kyrie Irving. Right around 21 points per, 6 assists, rebounds. Night in and night out, he's their #1 option offensively.
That's why he leads the team in scoring. Almost every play feels like it runs through him.
And Indiana making a change here. Miles is checked in. Cleveland also making some changes. Johnson comes in for LeBron. And Harris subbed in for Irving. And he gets it to go. 52 seconds left to play in the first. Freak with it. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game.
High quality shot, just a little off there with the release.
And Greg, that has him S-H-H-ing, shaking his head. Tough miss that time.
And Wesley Johnson with the slam.
The one-hand slam is so sweet. when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique.
New group in now for Indiana. Lavoy Allen's checked in for Hill. Paul George comes in for Solomon Hill. Rodney Stuckey's checked in for C.J. Miles. And it's Hill in for Brooks. Hill and Stuckey are the guard set. Lavoy Allen out there at Paul George. And it's Turner in at the 5 spot. That's the Pacers' 5. Last outing for Indiana, they won that game against the Suns.
And then in that game, guys, I mean, the beneficiary of what was some very lackluster defense being played against them.
Agreed, guys. It was really quite shocking and disappointing how many free runs to the hoop they got.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Mavericks, well, he had an off game. He ended with a few points, and he was able to dish out a few helpers to teammates as well. He had just a really rough shooting night, and the rim seemed to have a lid on it for him. We'll see if the lid's been lifted here, guys.
You're bringing it, Doris. Thank you so much. Thanks for that report. And I know, guys, he was pretty disappointed in that performance.
You know, would have been a lot easier for him to digest if they had somehow managed to win the game. But the disappointment really hits home when you struggle like he did, and that leads directly to a loss.
There's no doubting that. I mean, he's never going to shy away from the responsibility that comes with being a leader.
Now, here is Hill. Not a lot of room. Stolen by Thompson. And here we go. Freak heading to the hoop.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for him.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
Stuckey kicks to George. Allen at the screen for George. George double teamed. Clock at 6. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
A good job here in the second. I mean, they're pounding it inside, getting it to the hoop, going strong to the rim. I mean, that's power basketball at its best.
Freak kicks to LeBron. Here's Freak. Good, and the assist goes to James. And that's 12 points for Freak.
Boy, he's really doing a nice job taking advantage of what the defense is giving.
Hill dishes to Turner. Pick up by Hill. Turner passes to George. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. And the Pacers lead by 7.
The field goal percentage has been bumped up into the high 50s now.
And when you're shooting like this, you should be winning. They're scoring with tremendous efficiency.
An opportunity here to bring up a list of players that have been carrying their teams offensively for the last 10 games. The highest scoring small forwards in the league. LeBron James second. In the 3rd spot, Paul George.
A lot of the NBA's most explosive players man that small forward position, and you're looking at a pretty good collection of them right there.
Well, I would go beyond pretty good, Greg. I mean, they are special players at the offensive end. Impossible to defend in any kind of conventional way. I mean, you've got to be creative to try to slow these guys down.
Nothing seems to be going down for him today.
Pacers leading by 7. Outside Hill. Back to George. 52 seconds left to play in the first half. Allen's shot is off.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
The Cavaliers trail by 7. And here's Freak. 12 points for him. And Thompson kicks to Freak. Ball's knocked loose. Mozgov dishes to Freak. Tries yet again. James, no good.
There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
From deep, George. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And that does it for the...
Kevin, thanks.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Turner's checked in for Allen. Hill comes in for George. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Rodney Stuckey. And Brooks subbed in for Hill. A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Mozgov. Johnson comes in for Thompson. J.R. Smith's checked in for LeBron. And Freak subbed in for Iman Shumpert. On the court for Cleveland, Freak in a 2-guard. Johnson out there with Cole Aldrich. Then it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Smith in at the 3 slot. Freak passes to Johnson. Johnson the screen. Here's Freak. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Pacers leading by 6. Now Miles. He's got 11. Hill kicks to Miles. Pass to Turner. Indiana moving it around. Shot from the top of the key. Miles with another miss.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
There's a good screen. Irving with the ball. He's picked up by Hill. Aldrich. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Aldrich has got 4 this quarter.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Brooks kicks to Hill. Breaks a big high bouncing goes in.
He just couldn't get a hand in the face on that one.
That's using what you got. He's got a height advantage, put it to good use there, and got himself a clean look.
And he gets it to go. Johnson's got his second basket of the night.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
Brooks against Irving. And Brooks. Here we go. That's good. 6 points for Miles Turner. The Cavaliers trail by 6. Irving kicks to Freak. There's 25 seconds left to play in the third. Good.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create some separation on the scoreboard.
Brooks against Irving. Turner with a screen on Irving.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can...
And now, let's hear it for your teammates.
All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, they come in off the loss to Dallas. Stuckey and George make up the perimeter. Hill is out there with Allen, and it's Hill.
He epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight. Getting to the stripe is something they've been doing a lot of in the second half, guys.
And when you're points, you also get to set your defense.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Freak kicks to Shumpert. Freak sets a screen for Shumpert. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Yeah, this is not about charity, folks. That's his 4th giveaway already. He's letting his guard down out there.
Here's George. And it's George again missing. An even 3-on-3 break. Here's Freak. And that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession.
Cavaliers ball.
No good. Excellent D there from Hill. Indiana leading by 5. Right side, George. George double teamed. Hill dishes to Hill. 6 to shoot. Good D by Thompson. Cavaliers shooting in this game 45%. The drive by James. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Pacers.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
And good on the basket. Book it.
His shooting has been outstanding here. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Mozgov a screen on Hill. Freak passes to Mozgov. Can't cash in from close range.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there. Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
For the Cleveland Cavaliers, their last game a loss to the Mavericks in Dallas. Dives in. Allen, a screen on James. Back to Allen. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you.
Here's LeBron.
I think it's safe to say this baby's over.
Yeah, that's fairly obvious. I'd say that's a really good assumption on your part.
And it's Freak missing. And now it's Hill running. He can go all the way. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks.
I don't want to say they're trying to run up the score here, but they do keep adding to the lead.
Well, I know you don't want to say it, but I will, partner. I mean, they're trying to run the score up here. It's plain and simple. They're trying to throw salt all in that wound.
So it's Indiana picking up the win. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, and they got pushed down the stretch, but they did what they needed to do and held their ground when it mattered most and got the W.
And time now to go courtside.
Guys, Paul George.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Kevin, much appreciated. And now let's present our Paul George. What'd you think, Kenny?
Well, Paul George showing us again tonight why he is one of the premier wing players in the NBA. We know that.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA. We're joined by the legends Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And the pregame warm-ups wrapping up out there in Cleveland, where it'll be the Cavaliers against the Brooklyn Nets. And for Brooklyn, they've gone 4-1 over the last 5, playing pretty well. And they're looking to build on that tonight. And Kenny, part of the early season is about making adjustments for it's getting situated in a new city and a new arena. Tell us a little bit about that process.
Well, you know, players and coaches have been together for a while. They have the huge advantage because they know what to expect and they know.
Everyone is in their seat here at the Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland as the Cavaliers look to grab a win here at home. And the Nets on a single game. And Cleveland making a change here. Freaks checked in for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Their last game a loss to Indiana.
Yeah, they were able to keep it close for the most part, but you could just tell they were not in sync as a unit.
Greg, you're exactly right. It couldn't have been worse, in my opinion. They didn't look fresh at any point in the game. Just seemed to be flat and listless, no spark.
And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. Johnson is out there with Young. Then there's Mo Williams. Then it's John Henson. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 2 spot. Shumpert gets a wide open look. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got his 4th assist in this one. Williams dishes to Johnson. There's a screen by Williams. Young, a screen on LeBron. And it's Johnson penetrating. Cannot hit. James with some nice D.
The shooting numbers just aren't there.
Oh!
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes it.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch in how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
And it's Freak missing.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Johnson, the pass to Williams. Screen by Young. And Bogdanovich kicks to Williams. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Outside Shumpert. The drive by James. That's his 4th basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots. Off to a good start.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possessions.
Here's Williams. Here's Henson. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Wow, beautiful feed from Mo Williams.
For LeBron James. The past month has been surreal. 4th in scoring, and he's in the top 10 in field goal percentage. Really able to power his way to the bucket and finish through contact.
And as you said, one of the NBA's most potent scorers, always up to the challenge.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Mozgov. Johnson comes in for Thompson. And Smith subbed in for Shumpert. Puts it up from 12. Another miss by Williams.
And that was a difficult shot from mid-range simply because the defense was engaged.
Yeah, and I think the quickness of the closeout really threw him off.
And a huge lead here early to start.
Well, you know, right from the tip, there's not anything they haven't done well so far.
It's Robinson high post. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. There's a screen by Robinson. 4 on the shot clock. A nice shot by Bogdanovich.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Freak with it. He's against Williams. Good D by Williams. Nets trail by 16. Feeds to Bargnani. Passes to Bogdanovich. Offline with his three. Got it off in time. He got it up that time. And we heard from John Henson before the game, a player on the rise. He feels he still has a lot to prove.
Defensively, offensively, I think I'm better offensively than people give me.
Well, it sounds like he still feels like this. A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Mozgov, he's checked in for Aldridge. Tristan Thompson comes in for Johnson. Shumpert, he's checked in for Smith. And Freak subbed in for Irving. John Henson's checked in for the Nets. Young comes in for Johnson. Thompson down low with Mozgov. Freak is up there with Iman Shumpert. And it's Harris in at the 3 slot. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers. The Nets shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Pacers was simply terrific. He had 18 points, and he also added a few assists as he set up his teammates as well. Overall, just an incredible bonus for his team as he made a big impact coming off the bench.
All right, thanks, Doris. He's got a lot of positives to take away from that game.
He really does. It was one of his better performances, and that's saying something because we've seen this guy have a lot of good ones.
And you'd have to imagine that he'll be out to build on it, to go one better here tonight.
Picked by Mozgov. Shumpert dishes to Freak. Launches it. And another miss by Cleveland.
Frozen. The guy is just ice cold, unable to contribute offensively.
Here's the screen. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen. And here is our 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's toughest defensive teams over the course of the last 10 games. The Cavaliers, number 1.
The teams they've faced over the last 10 have to be wondering how long this brutal defense is going to last. There's no let-up in these teams. They play with tenacity throughout.
Cavaliers making a switch here. James is checked in. Nets trail by 13. The feed to Henson. The 10-footer. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Cleveland's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Freak with it. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Indiana. And that is good.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
Williams kicks to Young. Back to Williams. We've got 1:55 left now here in the second.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Now here's Freak. He's guarded by Williams. Freak passes to Mozgov. And Shumpert kicks to Freak. And stolen by Williams. And now here comes Williams leading the break.
Well, a lot of tough teams in this league. Here's where Brooklyn sits right now. 10th in steals. 11th and fewest turnovers per game. And you know what? They're also in the top half of the league in scoring second chance points. There's room for improvement there, but I don't think they're too disappointed with what they've done in that area so far.
And let me add a few words about all their steals. I mean, they bring that toughness and aggression defensively. You don't get to be a top 10 team in that category by accident.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Mozgov. Johnson comes in for Thompson. And J.R. Smith's subbed in for Shumpert. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Yes, thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Rick Carlisle was saying to the team. He preached patient offense and encouraged his guys to use the shot clock. He wants his guys to be deliberate. Guys, they've got a decent hole to dig themselves out of, but still a lot of time left to do it. We'll see if those adjustments help.
Thanks, Doris.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot up.
And a wide open look for Freak. Joe Johnson pulls it in. Nets trail by 13. Here's Bogdanovich, and too long on the shot. And here we go. Freak heading to the hoop. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
Johnson outside. It's rebounded by Cleveland. They led by as many as 18 points. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Williams kicks to Johnson. And it's Johnson again missing. At the elbow, it's Freak. And it is good at the buzzer. Wow! Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Mozgov. Johnson comes in for Thompson. Smith checked in for LeBron. And Freak subbed in for Iman Shumpert. And a new group in for the Nets. Biombo, he's checked in for John Henson. Bargnani comes in for Thaddeus Young. Thomas Robinson, he's checked in for Johnson. Hollis Jefferson subbed in for Mo Williams. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. We've got Bismack Biyombo. Thomas Robinson is out there with Bargnani. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 1 spot. And he gets the bucket.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas. And the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Outside Robinson. He kicks to Bargnani. Goes back up. And counts the basket. He was fouled. And he's going to the line for one more.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
Williams, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Freak dishes to Johnson. Clock at 6. Pass to Aldrich. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Cavaliers.
You know, with their fast break operating so efficiently, I mean, you can see why they've gone with it throughout the game.
And also, their second chance points have been a story all night as well. That's just pure effort and hustle.
Irving passes to Freak. The shot is off, and Brooklyn will come the other way. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way, and that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
No, there was no hard way about it. I mean, they got their points easily on dunks and layups against a defense that really didn't offer much of a fight. The story in the first half was their low free throw percentage. They've corrected that here in the second half, and hopefully they can build on it as this game continues to progress.
Smith for 3. That's good. Smith's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Cleveland.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
It's a stark discrepancy when you look at the assist columns and you see that difference as far as the fluidity in their respective offenses. Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Now here's Williams. 10 points for him. From downtown, and it's Freak with the rebound.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
They set the pick. Irving attacking. He used that pick just right. Irving's got 7 points for the quarter.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that...
Let's take him back.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. On the court for Cleveland, Freak. He's in at the point. He's out there with Harris. Cole Aldrich is out there with Johnson. In transition, here come the Nets. And it's Goodwin missing. And here we go. Fast break. Freak's got it. And he goes in for the dunk.
Come on now, young fella. Watch out. You might bring that whole basket down on top of it.
I didn't think he was ever going to let go of the rim.
I tell you what, though, you might as well enjoy the moment. Make it last just a little longer. Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket?
In the corner, it's Harris. Now here's Freak. He's guarded closely. Johnson right side. Now Freak. Offensive rebound. Now here's Johnson. He's guarded closely. Goes up on the wing. It's hauled in by Harris.
You know, they're not totally dominating the glass, but they're definitely doing enough to keep this lead right where it is.
Yeah, but they've separated themselves, Clark, in a number of categories, rebounds just being one of them.
Johnson outside. Lets the three fly. Good.
A wide open three. They need much better communication defensively.
The Cavaliers leading by 22. They set the pick. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Harris kicks to Freak. Dishes it to Aldrich. Harris passes to Freak. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Johnson attacking. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Freak dishes to Aldrich.
Sticking too much.
On the wing, Johnson hits the three-point bomb.
Three-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
And now's the time for them to step on the gas pedal. Don't let up. Keep letting it fly from deep and build that lead. Play through the finish line, not to it. Keep the pressure on.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Cavaliers.
And let's get this update now from... We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Freak. From deep. No good. And so it's Cleveland taking...
Thank you.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith with LeBron James. What'd you like about his performance, Shaq?
His accuracy.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille...
All right, fellas, competition time. Beat the pro. Let's go. Okay, everyone, we obviously need to be better in the open court with the ball. Let's set up in 63. All right, fellas, good practice. I need that same intensity out here consistently. The coaching staff will be around if you need anything.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
The NBA season is in high gear, and we are so glad to have you here with us on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. My companions are Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll be watching the Minnesota Timberwolves playing against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Checking out Cleveland, playing above 500 in the last few weeks. Not bad. They'd like to do better. We'll see if they can add a win tonight. Karl Anthony Towns out of Kentucky, just an incredibly mobile big man. How about his NBA future?
He gets up and down the floor very well for his size, and guess what, Ernie?
What?
He's
It's the Timberwolves, and they're doing business on the road. It's an interconference NBA matchup. Glad to have you with us for more NBA action. I'm Kevin Harlan, and here with me today, Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. The Cavaliers again playing host, continuing their homestand in this one, going up against a capable opponent. But you see their confidence. This one they feel they should win. They'll look to come out strong and show they're the better team.
And expected to vie for that top seed coming into the season. They have not disappointed. This is a team poised to do big things in the postseason.
Well, all the hype was justified. I mean, it's been an impressive season for them. We've seen them win a lot of different ways, and they've proven in the midst of all of that to be a very, very complete team.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Martin and Wiggins out on the perimeter. Downs is out there with Garnett, and it's Rubio in at the 1 spot. Now, here's Rubio. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. 2 on the clock. It's rebounded by Cleveland. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
How about the energy level defensively in that game? I mean, they've made finding an open shot a very difficult task for their opponents.
And it wasn't just in the half court. I mean, I thought they were excellent in transition defense as well. They didn't give up any easy baskets because they always had good floor balance and got back after the miss.
Outside for Martin. Wiggins against LeBron. Wiggins passes to Rubio. And stolen by Irving. And now Irving pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And that one's good. James.
And, Clark, that's really deflating for a team to cough up the ball and have it turn into points immediately on the other end.
You know, Greg, it feels like giving up 2 baskets, the one you didn't get, and then the one you allowed the opponent to get.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
The Timberwolves shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight. He hits both from the stripe. Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men. Now here's Freak, covered by Martin. Mozgov kicks to James. Soft touch off the glass. James has got 7 points in the game.
You know, you're going to have success when you can start out shooting 80% from the game. So early offensively, they've been great. That's the way you like to start.
Now here's Wiggins. 20 points for him last game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City. And Freak throws it down.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end. That's losing basketball.
Especially when you can't afford to give up any buckets. That's a nice lead now.
Here's Rubio. Garnett, the screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Martin. That one off the back iron and out. Looking at the last game for the Minnesota Timberwolves, it was a loss to Oklahoma City.
The offense just struggled mightily in that game. They went stretches where points just became very difficult to come by.
And ironically, their play wasn't that bad. It was just their shot making that went AWOL.
Now here's Towns. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, but I also thought the rebounding was impressive. He got some huge boards in that game.
Smith checked in for Tristan Thompson. And then for Minnesota, Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Garnett. Muhammad comes in for Kevin Martin. And Jones subbed in for Ricky Rubio. And yes, sir, that one drops.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
Pekovic dishes to Jones. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. The Cavaliers leading by 7. Now here's Freak. He's coming off a 10-point game against Brooklyn. That is good. Freak's got his second basket of the night.
They've got themselves in front with some outstanding shooting right off the bat.
It's been a complete technical dominant performance out here. They are in a zone.
That's good. 1:39 left to play in the first. LeBron passes to Freak. Here's Smith, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
And now Doris Burton, the sideline.
Yes, Kevin, during that last break, I heard David Blatt as he addressed his team. He said their plan was run their offense through Freak. That may be a strategy that comes as a little bit of a surprise, but Coach is showing a lot of confidence in his ability to produce an outstanding effort today. It's still very early in this game, so there's plenty of time for those changes to take effect, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. The Cavaliers leading by 9. Here's Shumpert, and the lead now, double digits on that bucket. Shumpert's got his first 2 points of the night.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
And really something that the defense has to address.
Now here's Pekovic. He's coming off a 16-point game against Oklahoma City. And Muhammad kicks to Jones. The Timberwolves again can't hit. We've got 33 seconds left to play in the first. Freak dishes to Aldridge. Smith the pass to Freak. Elbow shot. And Cleveland again with the bucket.
And you can see he's got a little bounce in his step. 3 out of 4 to start.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Here's Muhammad. And Shumpert pulls it down.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall. And there are more points tacked on here to the early lead.
And it's a nice lead as well. I mean, it's no mystery how they've done it. They're attacking the basket.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Cavalier girls. Ladies and gentlemen,
welcome back, folks. For the Cavaliers, Johnson, he's checked in for Thompson. Shumpert comes in for LeBron. And Freak subbed in for Kyrie Irving. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Jen. Bielitsa comes in for Kevin Garnett. Andrew Wiggins checked in for Kevin Martin. And Jones subbed in for Ricky Rubio. Freak, he's in at point guard. Amon Shumpert is out there with Johnson. Then there's Cole Aldrich. And it's Smith in at the 2. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Now here's Jones, following the miss by Freak. Pekovic with the screen for Wiggins.
Over the last 10 games, you can see where the Timberwolves rank in the league. First in rebounding, second in free throw percentage. And they're the third-ranked fast break team in the league. I mean, there's always that fear that they're going to run you off the court when you play them. You've got to get back in transition against this team.
And also, I love their work on the boards. I mean, they put multiple bodies in the paint. Truly a team effort, and that's why they're the best in the league.
Now here's Freak. He's got 8. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Now here's Muhammad. Tight defense on him. Fades. The shot is off. So Cleveland will take it the other way.
they have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in cracking this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Wiggins outside. Back to Jones. Begovic with a screen. Jones with it. Now defended by Freak, and it's denied, but he recovers it. Cleveland leading by 15. Johnson outside. Kicks to Freak. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson. And 12 points for Freak.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
Yeah, and I think he was surprised to see that pass coming his way and just really reacted too late.
Smith kicks to Freak. Releases and misses it off the right side of the rim.
That would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Yeah, look at the coach's face and the expression. It says all over it, "Are you kidding me?"
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters.
It's been a solid outing for LeBron. 16 points, and he's put one three-pointer on the board.
You know what, though, Clark? It wouldn't be a bad idea going forward to try to let him do a little more damage from beyond the arc.
Checking out the group for Flip Saunders to start the second half. Rubio and Martin are their backcourt. Garnett out there with Andrew Wiggins. And it's Towns in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Nets played a role for them. He picked up 10 points, but also put up 4 boards. A performance like this was just the trick his team needed to snap their losing streak.
All right, Doris. Well, guys, coming off a performance like that has got to have him supremely confident right now.
No doubt. I guarantee he comes into today's game feeling there isn't anything he can't do on the floor right now.
Tell you what, Greg, I think he might be right based on that last game. I'm inclined to agree with him.
Outside Irving. Cleveland moving the ball around. Freak passes to Thompson. Now here's Freak, covered by Martin. And it's Freak missing. Timberwolves trail by 15. Martin kicks to Garnett. Back to Rubio. Off target with his 3. Rubio's gone 2 for 5, shooting 40% from the field here. That's good.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's that kind of unselfish. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. Takes it from 10, and it's Wiggins missing. Cleveland leading by 17. Freak kicks to Mozgov. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
Martin goes in and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Well, let's take a look now at some of the most explosive players in the NBA lately. The highest scoring small forwards of the past month. LeBron James second.
I mean, tremendously gifted athletically. I mean, we're used to seeing that at that spot on the floor, and they pretty much all give astonishing individual performances on any given night.
Well, we know the small forward spot is where the bulk of the scoring load rests on most teams. I mean, those players on that list always come through in the scoring department. These guys pack a lot of firepower.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Zhang's checked in.
And checking out some numbers for Irving. Some nice work from him over the last 10 games. averaging 17 points per game, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. And for any other player putting up those numbers, we'd say they were great, but for him, they're just simply run-of-the-mill.
Sure, you know, most guys would be satisfied with that stat line, but he's built for more.
Here's Freak following the score by Kevin Martin. Freak kicks to Irving. In the corner, it's Freak. Off target with his 3. Timberwolves trail by 16. Rubio dishes to Wiggins. Let's go. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, Kevin Martin in this one, he's got 8 points and he's made 3 shots at the foul line.
And you've got to take care of this.
A switch here also for Cleveland. Freaks checked in for Harris. Minnesota also making some changes. Garnett comes in for Gorgie Dang. And Andrew Wiggins is subbed in for Martin. Our 4th quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So on the floor for Cleveland, Thompson down low with Mozgov. Kyrie Irving is out there with Freak. And it's James in at the 3 slot. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face. Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
He makes 1 of 2 that time. Timberwolves trail by 18. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Garnett with the screen for Rubio. From deep 3-point range, Rubio missing again.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
14 feet away, Irving with a clean look. And there's the call on James. That's his first foul. 4th quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. And it's Rubio penetrating. And the pass to Towns. Here's Muhammad. And it's Freak with the rebound. Freak's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. And the Cavaliers lead by 20.
And such a steady hand. I mean, he's one of those guys that's really allowed them to take the lead.
Well, he's just so reliable and dependable and consistent, especially here today. I mean, his shooting percentage is off the charts.
Towns, and he overdid it there. Too much force, it looked like, on the foul, and he's called for the flagrant.
And, Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way, as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on him.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time. So it's the Timberwolves now. Another miss by Minnesota.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
And that one's good, Irving.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
Garnett with the screen for Rubio. The feed to Garnett. Rubio right side. Mozgov with the block. They recover it. And that one's good.
Timeout, Cleveland.
Here's James. 4th quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Passes it to Irving. All sorts of time. Minnesota with the rebound. Garnett's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Right wing. Now here's Muhammad. He's tightly guarded. Can't get it to go. Some solid defense right there from Freak.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Kevin Martin is checked in for Shabazz Muhammad. Wiggins kicks to Garnett. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. And that's 10 points for Garnett. The Cavaliers leading by 21. Freak with it. On the wing, Irving. And a wide open look for Freak. Nailed from three-point land. Freak's got 5 points now in the quarter. The Timberwolves shooting just 30% from the field here in the fourth. Garnett with a screen on Irving. Rubio the pass to Garnett. Charity stripe shot. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two.
What a game for Garnett. He's got 10 points. He has 1 steal to his credit as well.
And Clark, he's just done a great job defensively. That 1 steal doesn't tell the whole story.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Cole Aldrich. He's checked in for Mozgov. Johnson comes in for Tristan Thompson. Ramon Shumpert is checked in for LeBron. And Harris subbed in for Irving. Jones with it. Now defended by Freak. Garnett the screen. Jones kicks to Garnett. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Cavaliers.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
Yeah, I like that. And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
And in the season series, they'll end up taking the upper hand with the first victory for this matchup with a 1-0 record against the Timberwolves.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for LeBron James. You can't look back at too many major moments in this game and not see his imprint put all over it.
Boy, that's a rebounding clinic right there. He boxed out and then went up aggressively and strong for it.
And it's Freak missing. Here's Minnesota. It's Bielitsa. His three-pointers off the mark. This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing.
Aldridge kicks to Freak. From outside the arc, and that one's good.
And you can sense the fact that they didn't want to let the fans down here. It's been a fun night to be in the building.
Greg, it really has been. I mean, such a lively, vibrant atmosphere, and no doubt that played a part in the big win.
So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. There was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total.
Thank you, Kevin.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Freak. He notched his season high, and his scoring really seemed to set the tempo for his team tonight.
I know Freak's going to have a lot of people back home in Harlem extremely proud of the way he played tonight. And they should be proud of him because his play was genius. Just a textbook example of how to gain a mental edge and continue to exploit it.
Well, certainly a solid night for him offensively. Excellent production pretty much everywhere. He was what I call NSV, Ernie, a nice safety valve. When they need to open up the valve, he came through with that offense.
And sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, and it is my pleasure to be with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And on tap tonight, it's the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. Well, for the Clippers, a finals rematch. They'd better be ready. As the defending NBA champs, everybody's gunning for them, but especially the runner-up. And Kenny, tonight we have two of the more veteran rosters in the league competing. Obviously, a lot of experience out there on the floor. What kind of game do you think we'll see with all these vets?
Well, with vets, you're going to see good floor spacing, guys who take care of the basketball, and they're going to get back on the defensive end. You don't have to coach guys like that. You just let
A chance to look around and see all the sights and sounds that downtown Cleveland has to offer. Greetings, everyone. Glad to have you here with us on this Wednesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my colleagues Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Looking at the last game for the Los Angeles Clippers, it was a loss to the Thunder in Oklahoma City. And that was a real body blow for them. They got taken apart both offensively and defensively.
Probably their poorest defensive effort all season long. I mean, at home, that kind of beat is not going to cut it. Never mind when you're on the road.
Hey, I don't know, guys. This may be all speculation. Perhaps they had a bad flight into town the night before, and we all know a rough flight in can lead to turbulence on the court.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So for the Clippers right now, Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan, and it's Pierce in at the 3 slot.
I like that, getting their offense started with a high-quality look.
High percentage shot, and the more points you can get inside, I think the better off they'll be as the game progresses.
And a wide-open look for Freak. Yes, it's James picking up the assist.
Really good job there. That's the definition of the inside-out game.
Paul with the ball. 17 points for him last game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
And not to mention the 4 big steals on the night, getting after it on both ends.
And the wide-open shot from Redick. And that one comes up a bit short.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
LeBron kicks to Mozgov. Nobody near Irving. Connects from 3-point range. Irving's got 5 points so far. The Clippers have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Ball against Irving. Outside, Pierce. Takes a shot at the elbow. Can't get it to go. Great D that time from James.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling. And nice job again that time to add to their lead. They're doing everything right at the moment.
Greg, you're exactly right. Good, solid, steady, no-frills basketball. Doing it in all aspects of the game right now, and that's a hard combination to beat.
And good on the basket. Book it. James has got his first bucket of the night.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Here's Pierce. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City, and that one free.
They're allowing a sky-high field goal percentage. That won't get it.
Not at all, Clark. You rarely see a team surrender points this easily. They have got to do better.
Patience. Patience. Taking early threes is leading to long rebounds, which equal to transition points. Make the defense
see where the
move.
Cavaliers currently rank in the
good
NBA.
shot for a great
Points per game, third in shooting percentage, and they also show up in the top 5 and not giving up the ball. This is a low turnover team. They value possessions, and they really concentrate on taking care of the rock.
And as you mentioned, they've been the best in limiting opponents' points per game. I mean, they really take the life out of a team's offense, grinding things to a halt.
Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Cavaliers.
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
So for Cleveland, their last game, a win against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Greg. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard for it as they should have.
Here's James after the Clippers pick up 2. Mozgov drives in. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. James has got his 3rd assist on the night. Irving against Paul. Redick with a screen on Irving. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And Griffin slams it in.
Really hard to decide, guys, which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Clark, there's no wrong answer to that one, my friend. Sensational alley-oop all the way around.
Agreed.
And guys, you know what? You wouldn't know that they're the team that's actually trailing with how they were able to pull that play off.
Here's Paul, following the basket by Freak. Paul dishes to Redick. Picked by Griffin. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That is his first foul. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Mozgov, he's checked in for Aldridge. Love comes in for Tristan Thompson. James checked in for J.R. Smith. And Freak subbed in for Shumpert. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Jordan, he's checked in for Griffin. Pierce comes in for Andre Robertson. J.J. Redick's checked in for Langston Galloway. And it's Rivers in for Paul. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Irving is out there with Freak. And it's Mozgov in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers. 4 on the clock. The rebound by Hansbrough. The Clippers in the lead. Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Timberwolves just played phenomenal. He finished with 24 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what was a great exhibition on his part. A truly dominating game from him in what was hopefully a sign of things to come. At least that's how the franchise is thinking, guys.
Great, Doris. Thanks. Any chance we see him top that performance right here tonight?
You know, I can't imagine he'd be able to pull off that kind of an outing 2 games in a row. But, hey, that's what the truly great ones are capable of doing.
Boy, even if he came close to matching it, that would be really impressive. But I tell you, that's asking an awful lot of one guy.
Now, here is Irving. He picked up 12 points in their last one against Minnesota.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And Clark, they might as well keep doing it. I mean, attack the basket until the defense makes an adjustment.
The shot by Redick, no good.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Good on that shot, and with that, the Los Angeles lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Freak.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done. And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. LeBron's got 5 assists in the game. For Los Angeles, they've gone 6 of 9 in the second quarter. Some good work from the field. Rivers passes to Jordan. Dishes to Hansbrough. Redick for 3. The Cavaliers pull it in. Love's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
There's 1:47 left now here in the second. Pierce kicks to Hansbrough. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. And the rejection by James. Blocks it again, but they recover it. He's covered. And he'll get 3 shots at the line. It's going to be on Freak. For Los Angeles, they have shot just 1 free throw earlier. 1 for 1 in the game.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
You know, they've really put themselves behind the 8 ball in so many of their games because they just have not been able to knock down those foul shots.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov. Johnson comes in for Kevin Love. J.R. Smith's checked in for LeBron. And Shumpert in there for Irving. And the basket by Johnson.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
And he's going up for the alley-oop. It's taken away by Smith. Passes it to Freak. Right side Shumpert. The screen from Thompson. The drive by Smith. And that misses. That would have put him up.
I'll tell you what, for what's really an elementary shot, he looked a little nervous on that release.
Paul with the ball. Now guarded by Shumpert. Pierce with a wide open look. Los Angeles with another miss.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Johnson the screen. Freak dishes to Smith. Johnson with a screen on Paul. Freak. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. 14 points for Freak.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch. That's how you make an impact with defense. And once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively. And this lead, I think, is headed up.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Cavaliers on top as they end.
Yes, Kevin, here.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
And what a tremendous game for Freak. He's got 16 points and 2 steals.
And if I had to pick what he's done best today, I'd probably lean towards the offensive performance.
Well, just to be a contrarian, I'm going to go to the other side because he's been just as impressive, I think, at the defensive end.
Getting underway in the second half, here's the 5 for Jack Rivers. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. And it's Pierce in at the small forward. Paul kicks to Redick. Jordan the pass to Paul. To the inside. Good on that shot, and with that, the Cavalier lead is cut to just 5 on the basket from Blake Griffin. Irving kicks to LeBron. 1 About 1 minute played here in the second half. Got a piece of it. Down low, just 5 to shoot. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And I'd be interested to know just how many of these attempts have come from inside of 5 feet.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Robertson's checked in. Pass to Redick. Looking to end his cold spell. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's going to be on Freak. The Clippers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. The Cavaliers leading by 7. James kicks to Freak. Hasbro's checked in for DeAndre Jordan.
Second team foul. Clippers substitution.
Right around 1.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Now here's Freak, covered by Redick. And there's the defensive 3-second call. For Cleveland, they have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well, just about 75% from the line.
Up against Griffin. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. The Cavaliers have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. No good on the free throw.
2 shots.
He hits the second from the line. Clippers trail by 9. Paul kicks to Griffin. It's Redick on the wing. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. Redick's got 12 in the game. Well, you need good passing from your forwards as much as you do from your guards. These are small forwards leading the way in assists. LeBron James second.
The passes we've seen some of these guys make from the wing, just outstanding, truly gifted distributors.
I tell you what, you could put the isolated cam on these guys and you would notice how flawlessly they execute those entry passes. They create so many easy baskets in the low post because of how on time and on target those feeds are.
They're doing work here in the second half, 3 or 4 to start.
Love outside. Now here's Freak, covered by Redick. And Freak throws it down.
And what a beautiful way to polish off that sequence. Just strong at attacking the rim.
That just puts a little more momentum on their side, don't you think?
Absolutely.
The defense got to tighten up now. I mean, you can't have the opposing point guard throwing down on you like that. It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
Everything going to plan here to start the third. 80% shooting thus far.
Irving against Rivers. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving. The Clippers have shot 50% from the line today. For 6. Also making some changes. Mozgov, he's checked in for Aldridge. Love comes in for Thompson. And Freak subbed in for Smith. The Clippers also changing it up. Jordan, he's checked in for Hansbrough. Redick comes in for Rivers. And it's Paul in for Langston Galloway. Down low, it's Love and Mozgov. Freak is out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's LeBron in at the small forward position. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Griffin goes in, and the rejection by James. Cleveland leading by 10. Irving dishes to Freak. Blake Griffin pulls it in. Griffin's got his 5th rebound in this one. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Robertson can't hit. And for the Cavaliers, they're shooting it really well. 54% from the floor. Here's Freak. Offline with his 3. Clippers trail by 10. Redick with it. Now defended by Freak. Lets it fly from 18. They get it back. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And great effort on the boards. And what a move tough that was, Gary. You just will not see him ever quit on a play.
That guy is a handful. You've got to have a body on him, Clark, at all times.
And you know what? Sometimes that's not even enough. He'll go around, over, or through you to get to the pumpkin.
A nice shot by Griffin.
A delicious dime from Chris Paul there.
Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Irving kicks to LeBron. Picked by Mozgov. To the middle. Here's Love. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. James has got his 7th assist here tonight.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
Redick passes to Griffin. Now the dish to Redick. Misses the three. The Cavaliers leading by 10. Irving kicks the free. From the wing. Misses off the left iron. LA has gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
I like to call that stick-to-itiveness, Greg. Getting everything he possibly could out of that play. Nicely done.
Good call.
Pierce is checked in for Andre Robertson. Picked by Griffin. The drive by Paul. Mozgov grabs the board. Mozgov's got his 3rd rebound tonight. The shot's good from Irving.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
For Cleveland, they've gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Freak with it. He's picked up by Paul. Mozgov sets a screen for Irving. Shot off the pick. Love can't hit.
My goodness, how about that miss? I mean, that's 2 easy points that they've just given away.
Redick, a good look. And he overshot that one, missing. Clark, they can burn some clock if they want to.
Yeah, and maybe buy a little oxygen while they're doing it.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, over the break, I listened in on David Blatt's huddle. He told his guys, be patient at the offensive end. Whatever we do, we cannot waste possessions with bad shot selections. It's pretty late in the game to be altering the game plan, but they're going to come out with a different look here, guys. Back to you.
All right, Doris. Now Irving. Kicks it to Freak. He feeds it to Love. 5 to shoot. The 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Griffin's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. And the foul called on Freak. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was 1 step late that time, Greg.
We've got 1:28 left in the game. Redick with the bucket.
They ran that inbounds play perfectly there to get the quick hitter.
Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Clippers trail by 6.
And that's his 4th, and no doubt he would have liked to have not gotten it this soon.
And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game, how it's been going for the Cavaliers.
You know, with their fast break operating so efficiently, I mean, you can see why they've gone with it throughout the game.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnovers that they forced tonight has also helped.
There's the pass to Love. Out to the right wing. Freak kicks to LeBron. 6 to shoot. There's Freak. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Griffin dishes to Pierce. Clippers moving the ball around. Redick for 3. It's rebounded by Cleveland. They've led by as many as 11 points, and that's an intentional foul. A bucket here would give them a bit more room.
True, but no need to rush it. Play smart. Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Fortunate to get it through. I thought he was headed the other way with that.
And that's an intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there. And they go to the intentional foul. He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
The free throws go down, and the lead goes up.
And there's the feed to Griffin. Outside Pierce. It's in! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5. "19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And an intentional foul right there. Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game. Here's Los Angeles now.
I think it's safe to say this baby's over.
Yeah, that's fairly obvious. I'd say that's a really good assumption on your part.
Misses the wing 3. And here's Freak. He connects.
And they feel good about this win tonight, guys. Defending their home court.
I agree. Job well done. They gave these fans exactly what they wanted.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Freak. He put up a new season high tonight, and if he keeps shooting like he did tonight before the season's over, he might top it. A big key to his team's victory here.
He flat out dominated. I mean, you see the kind of plays he was making all over the court. This is the game, no matter who they put on him, he wasn't going to be denied. His offensive power was in full effect.
Seeing Freak dominate the way he did tonight reminded me of watching him play in high school. He was a man among boys. He was a 4-time consensus All-American back then. Overall, great game.
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.